Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the HCW review show. We are going to be recording the video to review Night 2 of Royal Quest from New Japan that DP attended. So, like we said on the last video, there's hopefully not as many tag matches on this show because, like DP said, he prefers the singles matches if he can get them. So, we won't mess about. Are you okay today, DP? How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm absolutely fine on this once again a very clear day. I don't know how we keep choosing these clear days.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we keep getting these clear days recordings. It's good, isn't it? You never guess what I did this morning, DP.
What do you do?
I walked the dog, mate.
Oh, really?
Walk. Yeah. So, I mean, it's like when we recorded the first video. I'm pretty sure I had the same morning routine. Got up, walked the dog, jumped straight on here.
Wow,
Mad,
what coincidence?
crazy times. It is.
Ah.
But without further ado, we will jump straight into Night 2 of Royal Quest from London, the Crystal Palace Indoor Arena. I believe I've got that right. And we start off with tag team action. So we have Dookie and El Desperado against Michael Oku and Robbie X.
That is correct. Yes. The venue is called the National Sports Centre, by the way.
Right. Okay.
But
I mean,
that's fine. Yeah.
the graphic says the Crystal Palace Indoor Arena. So I mean,
Yeah. I mean that's the Japanese what's the word? Appropriation, I guess, of the English titles. But yeah, whatever. So yeah, this is a tag match, as we've said, between British Talent and Suzuki Gun. So what I've written here, start off with, is fast-paced action, a lot of back and forth. We have simultaneous corner kicks from Oku and Robbie X. We get double suicide dives from Robbie and Michael. We get a rope run drop kick from Oku for two, who attempts a half crab on Doki. On the Desperado, sorry. And he gets it. Doki distracts and hits a springboard onto Oku to break it up. We get an exchange of strikes between Oku and Doki. Doki's hit by a spinning DDT. Robbie gets a leg strike on Doki and follows with a springboard moonsault to the outside of Doki. We get a diving drop kick to Doki for two. We get Oku and Robbie with a series of high rope maneuvers for two. Desperado attempts his pinche loco finisher, which doesn't work out. Robbie gets fired up and attempts a move, but gets caught in the flash pin for free. So I think it was Doki who got the pin.
Nice. What I got from that review was that I really want Michael Oku and Doki to be a tag team and call themselves Okie Dokie.
I hate it.
Oh, but you love it at the same time. You know, for the TEW series, you're going to get them both, and that is what they're going to be called.
Well, I mean, not to spoil anything, but I've got one half of that of that team.
Yeah, no, that's why I said it had to be you, really. But yes, so Okie Dokie for DP Enterprises Tag Team Champions.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember what you call the company. So
it's DPW.
Yeah. DPW Tag Champs incoming. Let's go, Okie Dokie.
Oh, no.
That could be the chant. Oh, Okie Dokie. Yeah, I feel like I'm spending too much time on this now. I'm really into this idea, and I'm going to push this on every stream that we have for this game. No. But we follow that up with more tag team action. I'm really hoping that as we go through this card, it becomes less and less, because we are now up to match number 10, and 8 of them have been tags over the 2 nights.
Yep.
So you're getting on for half the card being tag matches. So we go into Hiromu, Takahashi, and Sanada versus the Young Guns.
That's right. Yes. Young Guns, Luke Jacobs, and the returning Ethan Allen. He's been
returning.
Yeah, he's been off of an injury.
Ah.
Yeah. So Ethan and Sonala kick things off. Both have stalemates on the ropes, but neither gets an advantage. We get a series of arm drags, a double drop kick from Lij onto the Young Guns. Sonala attempts a parallax lock, but it doesn't work out. We get tags from Hiromu and Luke Jacobs. We get an exchange of chops between the two of them. Luke's chops do more damage than Hiromu's because Luke is British.
Oh, right, okay.
No,
I'm just going to start chopping people.
Luke is just a bigger guy, you know.
Yeah. Because he's British, you say.
That's the one. Smooth. There's a tag team offense from the Young Guns. We give him an upper hand over the Lij here. Sonada and Hiromu gain an advantage when Ethan is back into the ring because Ethan is the smaller of the two men. Sonada locks in a parallax lock on both Luke and Ethan. We get Luke with a hot tag after. Luke smash. Luke gets a powerbomb for 2. We get a roll up from Hiromu for 2. Sonada comes in and hits an atomic drop and attempts a roll up for 2. Luke gets a sleeper hold on, which Sonada counts for 2. Sonada hits a TKO for 2. Sonada argues with the ref and allows Root to roll up for 2. Luke does another roll up for 2. We get a strike exchange between the two of them when Ethan tags in. We get a back drop kick into Ethan and Luke. We get a Doomsday device from the Young Guns onto Sonada for 2. We get Hiromu who saves Sonada from a tag move. And Sonada rolls through and gets Ethan into the skull end, which is his like Dragon Sleeper submission. And Ethan submits.
Is that because the ref couldn't count past 2? So he had to submit him?
Exactly, yeah.
There was a lot of 2 counts in that match.
There were a lot of 2 counts.
No, I don't mind them, to be fair. Like, it does add to the drama, but if it's in every match, it begins to get slightly annoying.
Yeah. It's like in the first night, there was that thing with I don't know who it was now off the top of my head, but it was like the constant one with the roll ups.
Yeah, the roll ups. Yeah, the back and forth roll ups. Can't remember what it was because it's been like a whole day since we recorded that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. So solid match though. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was it was nice to see Ethan back in the ring. Obviously, since then he's announced that he has to go back on leave because his injury's not fully cleared.
Yeah.
I think he might have re-aggravated it or something.
Yeah, he may have come back a little bit too soon.
Yeah, well, I don't blame him. You know, like if you're a wrestler and you've been out for a while, you have that itch to come back.
Yeah, of course you do.
Yeah,
of course you do. But you don't even want to stop once you're injured, do you? So, I mean, you look at some of the examples of people in the recent past who've gone through injury, like Cody, for example. Like the guy had a torn pec and wrestled a Hell in a Cell match. I mean, it's just the wrestler's mentality. Get back as quick as you can.
Yeah.
Push through the pain. The amount of matches these days that should just be ended when someone gets an injury and they don't. It's just because it's just the way wrestlers are wired. Yeah. We're getting this finished.
Fair enough,
So no, fair play to him. Hopefully he recovers soon and it's not aggravating it too much. And then we move on to the IWGP Women's Tournament match between Jazzy Gabert and Ava White. So these were in tag action on night 1.
Oh, sorry. I think it was more than that.
I mean, you saw the show, mate.
It's just the way you cut that off. I was like, oh, okay, sure, yeah. So we start things off with a lock-up between the two of them. Neither of them have a strength advantage, particularly over the other. We get an exchange of forearms between the two of them. I've written here that Jazzy's has more sting. I assume I told that by the way Ava reacted to him. We get a series of high kicks from Ava. So I think Ava has like a gymnastics background, so she does a lot of like high kick maneuvers in her moveset.
Yeah.
Ava does a stationary axe kick onto the apron onto Jazzy. We get mounted punches from Jazzy onto Ava. Jazzy has a submission on Ava, but Ava reaches the ropes. Jazzy's in control for this match now, but at the most part, and working on Ava's head and neck. We get a bow and arrow submission from Jazzy. What I've written here makes no sense, but it's what I've written. So Ava screams herself back into control and lands some corner strikes. So I'm assuming she screamed basically, and that got back in control.
Does he charge for that content, or?
Yeah,
how strange to get yourself back in control of a match.
Yeah, I mean, I think she just like, I don't know, maybe like pumped herself up by screaming. And then
okay.
And then that gave her momentum to hit the corner strikes, I guess. Yeah. It was a full 2 weeks ago, so I don't fully recall.
Yeah, no, it's fair enough.
So I've written here next that Ava misses an axe kick, and then Ava lands her axe kick and gets 2. We get a spinning back fist from Jazzy to take Ava down. We get a maneuver, I wasn't sure what she called it, Jazzy, but it was a Styles Clash tombstone.
It sounds painful.
It was like the maneuver. The maneuver was like the same setup as a Styles Clash. Yeah. But instead of seated, it was like a knee drop, like a tombstone.
Right. Okay.
So,
I don't see how that can not kill someone.
I've written here that Ava drops Jazzy on her neck, like with a power driver sort of move, and we get a Baser back suplex from Jazzy that gets a 3 count.
What?
Yeah.
So she's like a sit-down tombstone Styles Clash, but then wins with a belly play.
Yeah.
Seriously?
I think that's her finisher. I don't fully know. She's from Germany, so I'm not too familiar with her and her moveset. But if I
feel like I've seen her wrestle. I'm sure she was in NXT UK for a bit.
She was in the women's tournament thing. Yeah.
The Mae Young Classic.
Oh yeah, I didn't say Mae Young.
Right. But yeah, solid match though between the two.
Yeah, so it was a solid match.
But yeah, moving on. Of course, we get 8-man tag action. Or is this 10? 10-man tag?
This is 10.
Right, so this is now 9 of the matches that we've seen so far. Of 12, I believe, so far, that have been tag of some variety.
Yep.
But we are getting Gabriel Kidd, Shota Umino, RKJ, and FTR against Gideon Grey, Great O'Khan, Will Ospreay, and Aussie Open. So basically United Empire.
Yeah, pretty much. And Gideon Grey.
Yeah.
But no, Gideon starts things off with an amazing intro. So everyone likes the good guys enter first. Gideon comes out next, and he is screeching down the mic to introduce everyone from United Empire. Like literally, like imagine like death metal shouting with a throat.
Yeah.
And then turn it more into a screech, like a cringe sort of screech. It's like,
yeah,
I can't do it, but it was a very good intro for them. So we have here Shota and Will start things off because obviously Shota's angry that his dad stopped the match on that one.
Yep.
Shota tags in Dax, who exchanges chops with Will. Gideon comes in and jabs Dax. Tags out to O'Khan. O'Khan uses power to take down Dax. Dax returns as well, so Dax pits him back, O'Khan. Fletcher tags in, so does Gabriel Kidd. We get a double hip toss to Fletcher. Everyone splits off into one-on-ones on the outside.
Absolute cluster that must have been.
Yes, so there's now 5 different one-on-ones happening around the ring area.
Right, okay.
Well, 4 technically, because Gideon doesn't really count.
Yeah.
But yeah, we get back on the inside of the ring. Get a rebound lariat from Kidd onto Fletcher. Cash tags in, and he takes down all of United Empire by himself to massive crowd approval. Dax tags in. Here's a slam on Fletcher. Davis brings up the pin on that. We get an exchange of strikes between Davis and Dax. RKJ is in for the first time in this match. Quite late in the match that he's not tagged in at all, RKJ. But he's finally in and hits a bullet drop kick to O'Khan. We get multiple signatures from everybody in the match, even Gideon's involved in this. But the ending part of the match is O'Khan hitting a chokeslam on RKJ for the 3.
So he doesn't get in for ages, then he gets in and loses.
Yes.
Right, okay.
Weak link?
Yeah, booking 101. We'll make this guy who doesn't feature in the match at all get in and lose. Yeah. I'm sure there was a reason for it. I'm not sure what it is.
There's a reason,
but yeah. Do you want to tell me the reason?
Yeah, I was waiting. So they're setting up O'Khan to challenge RKJ for the Rev Pro title, which is I believe as of a recording, it's been, I think RKJ challenged O'Khan at the latest Rev Pro show.
Yeah.
To Uprising in December in London.
Okay. No.
So I'll probably get tickets for that and see O'Khan lose to RKJ.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, no. At least there's a reason behind it. I'm just did how long was he in the match and how many moves did he take before he lost?
I mean, my notes make it seem like he was only in for like a minute or something, but he was in for a good number of minutes before the ending happened. Because like I said,
did he take many? That's the main thing.
You know, he took a few moves here and there, but he delivered a move to O'Khan, and then there was multiple signatures involved from everyone. So RKJ was hit by someone's signature. I don't remember who, but he was hit by someone.
Yeah. Right. Okay. As long as he wasn't just sort of in.
He's just in, standing around like
a suplex, a couple of drop kicks, suplex, DDT, O'Khan finisher, match over. I'm thinking then that doesn't sell me on RKJ retaining his belt at all. But yeah, so no, as long as you got something in, that's fine.
Yeah. But yeah, as so you then say, this was a general cluster, hard to keep track of things. And...
Yeah, and like FTR are in this match somewhere.
Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, I suppose there's only so much you can do when there's 8 other people that you've got to include.
Yeah.
So yeah, we move on from that to 6-man tag action. I'll be honest, like I didn't go to this show. There's too many tags for me.
Yes.
To Hikuleo, Hiroshi Tanahashi, and Tamatonga. Against Doc Gallows, Carl Anderson, and Jay White at the Bullet Club. I did call him Tamalonga. I feel like it's a better name.
So we start things off for this match with you'll notice the absence of Gator and Jado from night 1. They are fighting 1-on-1 in the main event. No, I'm kidding. They're not.
they're still trying to get like out of the arena from last night. It's just happening very slow.
It's the same arena. So yeah, Tamatonga and Jay White begin the match. After getting knocked down once, he tags in Gallows as White. Tonga tags in Hikuleo because big man. Gallows strikes in the corner with Hikuleo with his
okay.
It's the worst throwing punches I've seen in a long time. Like worse than Shane's. So yeah, Gallows does strikes in the corner on Hikuleo. Hikuleo responds with a lariat. He tags in Tanahashi, who brings down Gallows immediately. White tags in. He mocks the crowd with "Go Ace" chants. Something that he'll do, Jay White, is antagonize the crowd with like chants for the good guys. So Jay's going like, "Go Ace, go Ace, go Ace." Yeah, all like Tamatonga. It's like
yeah.
Which is always great because White's an amazing heel. We got foot choke holds on Tanahashi from all 3 of Bullet Club in the corner. Jay hits a dragon whip and mocks Tanahashi's pose because that is Tanahashi's like one of his signature moves that he does. Tanahashi recovers and hits a dragon whip of his own on Carl Anderson. Hikuleo tags in and takes down Anderson. He clears house, Hikuleo. We get a gun stun attempted but countered. Various other counters until a tackle lands both men down between Gallows and Tamatonga. And suddenly, out of nowhere, gun stun it stuns Gallows for free.
So solid match overall.
Yeah, it was. Considering that there was a lot of tag matches on these nights, this is one of the ones. This is one of the ones that stood out. I think it.
Right. Okay.
I think Gato and Jado sort of removed some of the seriousness of the match in that one.
Yeah.
So this felt a bit more like, oh, actually, who does take the pin here? Because it's like Tanahashi, Tamatonga, Hikuleo, who are all having some sort of program with someone else. So realistically, it'd be Gallows or Anderson, right? But they're both feuding with other people as well. So it's sort of like, who does take the pin here?
Yeah.
So I had that interest for me.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. So finally, we move on to some actual singles wrestling.
Yeah.
And I'm sure everyone was looking forward to this, actually. Kazuchika Okada against Tito.
Yes. So, as you know, Okada in a singles match is normally a recipe for like just 5-star something.
Yep.
But he's in the ring with bad dude Tito. So we get an arm stretch to start things off for Okada. We get acrobatic movements to break out of it from Tito, which I didn't know he did. Like he's doing like flips of the ropes.
Yeah.
This is a big guy. Like, and I'm surprised he's doing these moves.
Athletic big guy.
Yeah. So we get our chops to Okada's chest on the outside of the ring. We get a springboard splash from Tito onto Okada on the outside. We get a big boot from Okada, followed by a knee drop. Okada locks in the money clip, but Tito gets to the ropes immediately. The money clip is a Cobra Clutch.
Yeah.
Tito is able to gain some momentum back by hitting a sky high, which is like just the lift in like the slam. How much called in other companies. We get a Death Valley driver from Tito. And at this point, I've written down come the straps of Tito. He wears like this little leotard with like straps on the side. Tito gains pretty much, yeah. Tito gains an upper hand until Okada gets a drop kick in. We get an Okada elbow drop, and then we get the Rainmaker pose, which then leads to a Rainmaker for free.
I was gonna say, if that doesn't lead to a Rainmaker, then there's a lot going wrong here. But no, so Okada in another banger, or
I would call it a mid-tier banger.
Right.
Like it was a solid like 3.5 star.
Yeah. Which is like for Okada, that's like you said, it's a poor match, really, isn't it? 3.5 stars, considering most of the stuff he does is good.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I mean, it's not saying that it wasn't a good match. It was just I think the official timing was like 9 minutes.
Right. Okay.
Which is
you can't get a 5-star match in 9 minutes.
Well, it's not even that. Okada matches typically, even tag matches don't go 9 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's surprising that he does such a short amount of time in a singles match.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe he's resting up.
Yeah, could be because he's fighting. You fought Jonah, I believe, recently. So.
Yeah, well, obviously we come to the next match, and due to the hurricane, Jonah is obviously still not in attendance. So it was meant to be Tomohiro Ishii against Jonah, who was replaced by Yota Tsuji. Apparently, this was meant to be the main event, wasn't it? But it was switched out when Jonah was no longer on the show.
Yeah, so as you said, it was meant to be the main event because New Japan released the previews beforehand.
Yeah.
And this was announced as the main event, Ishii and Jonah.
Yeah.
But obviously, because I assume because Jonah wasn't there, they switched it around and Tsuji is not main event level. Which is a bit unfair on him, but... yeah, here's what it is. So we start things off this match with a exchange of strikes. We get a continuous forearm exchange. We get more chops, which Ishii wins. We get a shoulder tackle from Tsuji, which takes Ishii down. We get a moonsault tope over the ropes from Tsuji, followed by a power slam for 2. We get multiple forearms, which don't affect Ishii. Ishii throws one, and Tsuji goes down. Ishii hits a suplex for 2. We get an exchange of slaps between the two of them. A headbutt brings Ishii down. We get Ishii with a German suplex. We get a tilt-a-whirl bomb from Tsuji with a 2 count. We get more back and forth between the two of them. Both eventually fall down at the same time because they're exhausted. That cues applause from the crowd. We get a running lariat from Ishii for 2. We get a brainbuster attempt from Ishii blocked. A second is almost reversed until it is reversed. A third is reversed into an Alabama slam and pin for 2. Ishii goes for another brainbuster attempt, which is the 4th one so far, which is blocked. We get a lariat from Ishii. Tsuji hits a running spear for 2. Ishii hits a running lariat for 2. And then Ishii hits the vertical drop brainbuster for 3.
Oh, so he hit the brainbuster in
Finally, yeah, the 5th attempt.
I mean, it was always like when you've missed it that many times, when you do finally hit it, it's going to end the match.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, at least he built it up right, and he didn't wait for him to hit it and then be like, 2, haha.
Yeah.
So, no, they ended the match correctly.
Yes.
But good match.
Very good match. This match solidified the fact that Tsuji might be ready for the main event to come back to New Japan and build his own character as a heavyweight. Because he is ready. Like, he's been in the UK for about 2 years, I think, 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
So he's been building from that from Gideon, the Legion, but honestly, he's ready. Like, this match proved it.
Yeah.
And dare I say, this could be a hot take. I think this match is better than what Ishii and Jonah would have been.
Right. Okay. No,
that could be a hot take. That could be a hot take. Honestly, I don't know.
And if we want to create controversy on this show, just comment below and tell us all that you disagree with DP.
Yep.
And that'll be fine. Well, that does bring us on to the main event. So we have Tetsuya Naito against Zack Sabre Jr.
Yes.
So last match of the entire 2 nights. DP's favourite. Second best wrestler to come out of the UK against Tetsuya Naito. And if you want to break this one down for us, DP, we're trying to be as not biased as you can, because you can see that I sit on the fence on these things.
Of course, yes. So we get the fabulous, fantastic Zack Sabre Jr. against Tetsuya Naito, where we start off things with. No, I'm kidding. We get some usual Naito shenanigans, where he's like with the suit, like, oh, I can't take my suit off. He wears a suit all the time, and it's just like playing around with Zack to start things off. And Zack wants none of it. Naito throws Zack to the outside. So this is as we get into the match itself. So Naito throws Zack to the outside. We get the Tranquilo pose from Naito, which is like the eye thing with the raised fist. While he lays down in like a relaxed manner. Zack throws a tantrum on the outside and throws a barrier. I'm not joking, he pulls on the barrier and it just comes apart.
Yeah, and he's just like,
we get a F the Tories chant the crowd for whatever reason. I agree though, but
yeah.
But yeah, Zack throws Naito to the outside this time round, so he comes back in and throws Naito to the outside and does a dickhead pose.
Nice.
We get so into the actual match of things and not the gimmick. We get a foot twist from Zack, which turns into an eye gouge from Naito. We get an armbar on the ropes from Zack. We get a further wrist lock and arm twist on the outside of the ring, followed by a knockback on the floor from Zack. We get more submission from Zack onto the ropes, and then more submission onto Naito from Zack, working on the arms and the wrists. Naito don't tap at this point, but he doesn't get to the ropes. He rolls to the outside. Zack follows him and throws him back into the ring and does more wrist arm based submission holds. Naito has Zack locked in a headlock, but Zack reaches the ropes. Zack forces Naito down onto his arm 3 times, so like twists the arm, drag down. We get roll ups between the two of them, exchange for 2, which again the 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Which it makes sense for these two because these two have had matches that have lasted like 20 seconds because of roll ups.
Yeah.
So it makes sense for these two to do it. We get Zack who holds up Naito in the air to bring him down into another arm submission. We get a series of shoulder tackles from Naito. We get a super hurricane runner from Naito on the turnbuckle. Naito attempts his Destino finisher, but it doesn't work out because of his arm, and he's caught by a Zack driver for 2. Strong exchanges between the two of them don't work in Zack's favour. We get a European clutch pin for 2. Zack has an all limbs submission hold on Naito, and Naito reaches the ropes. I really thought he locked away both legs, both arms. There was no way Naito would get to the ropes until he bites on the rope.
What? Bites on the rope as well.
Yeah. We get a PK kick from Zack for 2. We get a corner bounce spinning DDT from Zack, which normally leads into a Zack driver finisher, which he attempts, and it's reversed into a Destino. Like not full on Destino, it's like half a Destino.
Yeah.
That only gets a 2 count. Naito attempts a running Destino, which hits. This is a full on running Destino for 2. And then moment of silence because Naito picks him up and hits a proper Destino for the 3 count.
Oh, wow. Wow. So he didn't even win.
On both nights.
They defeated the hometown hero in... Oh, what a shame. Ospreay won the last. Were you disappointed by the ending of this then, DP?
Yes.
I can tell you're in a very somber mood.
Yes.
No. So that was the main event. Over the 2 nights, match of the whole thing.
Ooh. Can I have 2?
I mean, as long as one of them's Ospreay and Umino, and the other one's FTR and Aussie Open, then yeah.
FTR and Aussie Open are one of them, yes.
Yeah.
And
Go on.
The other one's Ishii and Tsuji.
Fair. Nice. Yeah. You did say you really enjoyed that, to be fair, when you just reviewed it. So it makes your hot take not seem as bad that you rated it so highly, like over the course of the 2 shows.
Mm-hmm.
So no, that's good fun. But yeah, glad you attended and spent all the money that you did.
Yeah, that amount that we're not going into.
Yeah, I mean, your photo dump in the service that we're in probably tells a lot about how much that weekend cost you. No, that's fair play, and I'm sure you'll probably attach some photographs somewhere.
Yeah, the one above you right now.
I'm like that GIF. But no, so good fun. And what we are now going to do is we're going to end the show there. So that is the end of Royal Quest Night 2. Do you have anything to add, DP?
Just general thoughts, really, about both nights in general. Really,
go for it.
Yeah. So this was obviously New Japan's second venture to the UK for their own branded show. That wasn't like part of Red Pro or anything like that.
Yeah.
This felt more like a house show compared to the first Royal Quest.
Yeah.
The amount of time matches and lack of real implications into other matches based in New Japan sort of said a lot about what they thought about the show.
Yeah.
In my opinion, anyway. This just didn't feel like something that they were treating too seriously.
yeah, it didn't feel like it was going to play into any of the stories that they'd actually got going on, and it was just like they threw together a card for the sake of throwing together a card.
Precisely. It was like both nights
Yeah.
sort of had hot opens, with night one having
Yeah.
Kid and Maloney, and night two having the Oku and Bobby X against Doki and Desperado matches were good openers.
Yeah.
But then everything after that sort of was on a steady decline.
Yeah.
I'm not saying no bad matches, but they were just on a decline downwards until we got to a certain point in both nights. So in night one it was Osprey and Umino, and in night two it was Okada and Tito.
Yeah. And then everything went back up. But there needs to be, like, if you're going to do shows like this, there needs to be stakes that play into the wider picture, and not just like, because you can throw this card together and you know you're going to get good matches, but there needs to be consequences of these matches, and it didn't feel like there was. Is that am I interpreting that right?
For the most part, yeah. Like these served as mainly previews for other things.
Yeah.
So like obviously we have Jay White and Tama Tonga, they're going to fight. We have Hikuleo fighting Carl Anderson for the Never title. We play more into Osprey and his US title as well. He's been fighting Naito. Also has fought Naito, I believe, at Declaration of Power, which is I think last weekend or maybe last week. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, this serves as a preview show outside of I think FTR and Aussie Open. I think.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't much else really that's built, and Okada Jonah, obviously.
Yeah, which is, it's happened now, I believe, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's happened now, but I mean,
yeah,
I mean, I'm not disappointed by it. It was still a very good show. It was just, as someone who attended both Royal Quests, like I can tell that the huge sort of calm down between that one and this one.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough. I mean, hopefully,
one
I'm
good
assuming
match
this is going to be like an annual thing.
I hope not. Or what I hope not, anyway.
No. Well, you wouldn't. You've done it, so you don't need to do
it.
Yeah. But we'll end the show there then. So obviously, DP, thank you for attending again. So we were able to do another review. There'll be more shows coming up. I believe we've got another show to record over the next day. So we'll get onto that one and get these released in a timely fashion.
And don't forget,
if you'd like to join our Discord, go on.
Yeah, so I was saying, don't forget, I'm not the only one attending shows now, as well.
No, Ray is also attending shows. Like if I didn't live in the middle of nowhere, I would also be attending shows, but it's very difficult for me to travel around at the moment. So at the minute we're relying on DP and Ray, and I'll be here to present and do whatever they need me to do to back them. But for now, what we'll do is get you to follow us on our Discord, join in the chat. We talk a lot of crap in there, mainly giving DP abuse. And then you can follow our YouTube channel, like and subscribe to the videos, everything we post. Any interactions we get are good. Let us know what you like, what you don't like. Our individual Twitter handles will be in the video description, as well as underneath the screens where our beautiful faces are right now. And then give us a follow on our Twitter at the HCW Show. But until next time, goodbye.